Many bystanders want to help, but they're afraid of being sued or having legal action taken against them if they do something wrong. The Good Samaritan Act in Canada protects people when providing first aid in an emergency. There are 3 legal considerations when providing first aid or using an Aide or giving naloxone. They are consent, gross negligence, and abandonment. First, the patient must give consent before you do anything. Ask them, for example, "Hi, I know first aid, can I help you?" If the person says yes, then you can provide care. If they say no, you cannot touch them, but you can still call 911 if you think they need help. If the person is unconscious, the courts would assume that anyone who is sane and injured would want help. Therefore, if you are able to start first aid or CPR, then help them. This is called implied consent. What if I do something wrong? The term is gross negligence. It is commonly defined as conduct so arbitrary it reflects complete disregard for the consequences. Gross negligence can occur when there is some conscious wrongdoing or conscious indifference to the consequences. For example, if someone was choking, it would be reasonable to perform the Heimlich maneuver, or give abdominal thrusts or back blows, even if your hand placement was a little off. But if you used a knife to cut open the patient's throat and try to open the person's airway, that would not be reasonable and it would be considered gross negligence. Bottom line, don't exceed your level of training. Using an AED or giving Narcan are considered basic first aid skills, and you won't be charged. In fact, you will likely be thanked. The third consideration is called abandonment. Once you start first aid, you cannot leave the patient unless you're going for help or until someone else with equal or higher training takes your place. Listen, you spend most of your time with your family, your friends, and co-workers. Therefore, don't be afraid to help. Become a willing bystander.